This program is part of the Cosmic Potato Podcast Network. For more shows like this, visit our website at cosmicpotatonetwork.com.
All right, you primitive screwheads, listen up.
I am Iron Man. That's a big point.
Pizza Dude's got 30 seconds.
You are a toy!
It's Leviosa, not Leviosa.
Why so serious?
The city's flying. We're fighting an army of robots. And I have a bow and arrow. None of this makes sense.
And welcome to World War G, episode 254. I'm Troy.
I'm AJ.
All right. So, I guess we'll just jump right into it with this week in Geek history.
Look, up in the sky. It's a bird.
It's a plane!
Today in Geek history! So, today, February 4th, 2004, Mark Zuckerberg launches Facebook from his Harvard dormitory room.
I remember hearing about it when it first came out, because I was thinking about it and I was in high school, and I'd heard a lot of people hopping on the bandwagon, and I'm just I don't know. I mean, I don't really want to air my dirty laundry out there and to be on social media and to connect with people. So it wasn't until I think closer to 2007 that I actually hopped onto Facebook. Mm-hmm. So a couple of years down the road. But by then there were so many people on and it had really taken off.
Yeah, I hopped on 2008.
Okay.
I started Facebook. So today is either a day that is to be applauded or a day that is live in infamy.
Yeah. It really took over. What was the one before? MySpace?
Yeah, MySpace.
I didn't ever use MySpace, but I remember so many people trying to save all of their content and pictures and everything else from it, and it'll be crazy when and eventually Facebook gets taken over by something else. Mm-hmm. Right?
Which it will. It's inevitable.
Yeah. I don't necessarily think, because when you think about Facebook, you do think about Twitter, Instagram, and Snapchat and some of these other ones. Those, I don't think they have the power to dethrone Facebook.
No.
They all kind of go hand in hand right now.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see what actually takes over and kind of trumps all of these.
Well, I'd also say that if it wasn't for... See, Facebook came around at the perfect time. Because Facebook came around almost the same time that the smartphone came out.
Yeah.
Without the smartphone, Facebook would be nothing.
Oh, yeah.
Facebook, Instagram, all that. Social media would be nothing without the smartphone.
Very true.
Yeah. So it was just the perfect timing for that to come out. And I think I heard that Facebook originally was just a thing for college campuses.
Okay.
I think I remember hearing something about that. Either I heard that on the news, I heard that from the movie The Social Network, or something. Yeah. Anyway, but yeah, I don't even hear about Facebook. It might have been on my 2-year religious walkabout.
I think I had heard some people have it.
Yeah. I think I had a couple companions that had it.
What?
Yeah.
Staying in contact with some of the ladies back home.
Mm-hmm. Yep. What the heck is Facebook?
Well, and that's what's so crazy about Facebook and some of these other social media things is when you do actually connect with somebody and talk to them, you already feel like you know the majority of their life anyways. You know, what they've been doing, when they've got a new job, how their family's doing. So it changes the whole dynamic of what you talk about because you're still in touch with these people.
Another thing that Facebook has taken out is high school reunions.
Yeah.
There's no need for high school reunions anymore.
There really isn't.
Yeah.
Well, I'll just video chat.
Yeah.
Just like a huge conference call with all of your friends, which there's not many friends I care for in high school.
Well, yeah, me neither.
Yeah.
One of the reasons I didn't go to my 10-year, like, yeah. It's like, yeah, you were fine, but you, didn't like you. You didn't like me, didn't like you.
Although there were a couple of girls that, like, were Bonnie Lassies and cheerleaders at the time. That, like, when, like, because I did go to the 10-year.
Mm-hmm.
And was talking to them and reconnecting there. It's like, oh, like, you know, I remember you always being, like, really funny and stuff. And, like, you know, and it was kind of nice because I got quite a few numbers from cheerleaders. Like, I never got in high school. Oh, what the heck.
Yeah. Yeah. Facebook has also made me probably seem cooler than I am. I gotta say.
Well, and that's just the thing.
At least a lot more witty than I actually am in real life. That's for sure.
Because you actually get time to think about what you're gonna say.
Exactly. You think about a funny comment that you want to post, and yeah,
you're like, well, how do I edit it down? How do I should I add a little bit more cynicism in the mix, or what should I do? Yeah. And you think about it, and then it's finally the moment's passed. But then you get these other people that just just say the first thing that comes out of their mouth.
Yeah. I've had a hard day. I'm tired today.
Yeah. Feeling tired. Well, who isn't?
Yeah.
We're all feeling... Karen.
Yeah. We're all tired, Susan.
Right. You're not saying anything we don't already know. The worst, I don't want to get on...
Facebook Karen.
I don't want to get, on a rant here, but...
Go ahead.
I hate when people say, I need your thoughts and prayers. And the other thing that I also hate is I really hate these causes. Instead of wishing me a happy birthday, donate this much money to
Yep.
this thing.
It's I won't be doing that. Okay.
Not that it's not great causes and whatnot, but maybe just go plant a tree in your neighborhood.
Yeah, but also, if you think about it, who's going to stop, click on it, read the thing, get out their wallet, input everything, all the information from their wallet or their debit card and stuff, and actually do... Nobody.
Very few. I would say probably 5 or 10% of the people on your, social media accounts.
That being said, go to shop.spreadshirt.com/World War G.
Well, okay, the other thing about that is... because we also have the World War G Facebook page.
Yes.
It was because of one of those donating things. Because I did donate to one of my friends for one of their causes. And because I felt really bad because it was they only asked for 200 for all their friends. And it said they'd been viewed by 100 people. And nobody had donated. I'm like, oh, well, okay, I can help out. But then after putting on my card information, Facebook kept that. And do you remember how much of a hassle it was for me to try to figure out how the hell to get it off?
Yeah.
Yeah, you had to go in, it was at the time, you and Joni, had to do this deep dive into Facebook to figure out how to, take this credit card information off, and you couldn't do it on your phone. You had to actually go onto a physical, laptop or computer.
Yeah, it was like we were trying to hack into some government file.
It honestly felt like that. And it was kind of crazy because I would not purposely promote anything of our Facebook page, but then accidentally, I'd click on it, and then it'd be $20 that they'd take out of my account. I'm like, what the hell? And then you were wondering these are the most random ones that you're promoting.
You're promoting these really strange ones.
Yeah, why not?
I appreciate you promoting them, but what are you doing?
Yeah. It wasn't on purpose. It was just because it kept popping up notifications saying, do you want to promote this? Do you want to promote this? Every time we'd post something.
Yeah.
That's my... I wouldn't mind if I saw the person in real life. I wouldn't mind giving them $10, $20 or something. But to have to put my information on there...
It's a hassle. It's a hassle.
In other news...
Yes.
You watched the Super Bowl, right? But you did watch some of the commercials.
I did.
And there were some really good ones this year.
There were.
I was pleasantly surprised. Let's just talk about some of the best ones. right off the bat, Disney Plus.
Yes.
They promoted 3 of their TV shows that are coming out. There was the Winter Soldier, I guess, or the
Falcon and Winter Soldier,
mm-hmm.
Loki, and WandaVision.
Which I liked how the tail end of the commercial, they just said, like, coming soon. They didn't really, like, specify. And, like, we've already talked about on the podcast how some of them are delayed and some of them are, like, they're just waiting. Yeah, I'm not giving you money until they're on there, Disney Plus.
Exactly.
Show me the goods first.
Yes.
And then I'll give you the money.
It's like a drug trade. Show me the stuff, then you get the money.
Yep. Exactly. Because they're not scheduled to come out until, like, what? Some of them 2021, 2022?
Yeah.
But we did get a good look at them, and we'd already kind of seen a little bit of one, but this was our first look at Loki, right?
Yes. Yep.
As well as WandaVision.
Yep.
Which...
WandaVision was interesting.
It was.
It seems like Wanda Maximoff... I didn't call you Siri. Go away. You know, ever since I updated my phone, if I say anything that even is remotely like Siri, it pops up.
Yeah.
You know, it must be hard to be a Canadian and have that. If you say sorry, it's going to pop up. Anyway. It seems like Wanda, it almost looks like she's created an alternate reality for herself. Like
Set
she's
in the 60s?
Yeah, like she's living in these old TV shows.
Right. I feel like this is like almost a flashback, and like after we see this, it'll jump to reality. Like she'll either wake up or something else.
Yeah.
But she's created this or perhaps like she's, being tortured or something, and she just created this thing to kind of like, go to this other place, so she doesn't really have to think about it or something. Because Vision even looked like he looked pretty dapper.
He
in
did.
a suit, and it was all black and white.
Yeah, it looked like it was something like I Love Lucy or the Dick Van Dyke Show, and then they went to like the Brady Bunch house, and then like it was just really quick shots.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looked really interesting.
Right.
Kind of intriguing. And then you got to see a few shots from Falcon and Winter Soldier.
Right.
Which looks like a straight up MCU film.
It really does.
Like it has like that much action. The effects look really good.
Disney's not sparing any expenses.
No. And so yeah, I'm excited about it. And I'm also excited about the fact that Loki is time traveling.
Yes.
That just makes me laugh, and it's going to be awesome to see that.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Just Loki in time.
And if they do actually get Owen Wilson on board
with
the project, right?
Yeah, that's right. He was cast. Wow, he was cast. Wow.
That'll be interesting. I'll be interested to see what character he plays as well.
Apparently, it's a pretty big part. It's like one of the leads, so.
Okay.
For him. Yeah, so there was that one. There was one of the first ones I saw, because it came out even before the Super Bowl aired, was the one for the Hyundai Sonata in Boston. The Smart Pack.
Which I would not want to do that, not because like it's not cool technology, but then like the people beside you are dinging your car.
Yeah.
I already like at the gym earlier today, I parked in the very, very back. And even when I go to the grocery store, I'll park in the back. I park away from everybody because I hate that. And then I get that it's like able to park and, unpark itself. But I don't know.
That, to me, that could be very problematic to me. Like if something happens with that technology and something doesn't go right and it'll just like slam into a curb or something or hit somebody else's car.
Yeah.
Then who's at fault if it's somebody's car because there's nobody driving it? See? Legal loophole.
Booyah. You're intoxicated and quickly hop out of the car. It wasn't me driving, it was
Smart Pack. Sound like Peter Griffin. What me officer? It was Smart Pack.
Are they all from like that, from Boston and back east?
Yeah, John Krasinski, Chris Evans, Rachel Dratch. Yeah, they're all from Boston.
So they're letting out their true accent, how they actually sound. You see all these like celebrities that you didn't realize actually aren't from America.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the one Abraham. What's Lincoln? What's his name from Walking Dead?
Lincoln.
Andrew Lincoln.
Yeah.
I said Abraham Lincoln.
Abraham Lincoln. Oddly enough,
Lincoln?
not from America.
Yeah.
Yeah, Andrew Lincoln. I heard a podcast just the other day with Lucy Lawless. Xena.
Mm-hmm.
She's from New Zealand.
What?
She has a thick New Zealand accent.
Yeah.
Like, what the heck? Like, that was weird.
Yeah, it's crazy when they actually like are just speaking normal.
Yeah. Yeah, it was cool to see those, especially Chris Evans and John Krasinski, because they don't need to do a Hyundai commercial.
Yeah.
Heaven knows.
Mm. But they played well off of each other. It was pretty funny.
It was really funny. Then talk about the resurrection, the rise and resurrection of Mr. Peanut.
Right.
Like Jesus, Mr. Peanut rose on the third day.
And he came back as a baby. Because babies are cool right now.
Yeah.
Especially with Baby Yoda.
Yeah. So that whole story we did last week about Mr. Peanut dying and all this, you just forget all that because he's back. And apparently he grew from the Kool-Aid Man's tears. I don't know. That was weird, but yeah. But he's back, so. I saw a meme where it said, "Who's cuter, Baby Yoda or Baby Nut," as they're calling him.
Yeah. Which
I mentioned you might want to rethink that name.
Yeah.
And like every comment was Baby Yoda. It's like not even close. Not even close.
The same
Baby
ballpark.
Yoda. Yeah. This is just a ripoff. Blah blah blah.
He would eat them for breakfast.
Probably would.
No, he prefers bugs
and frogs.
Yes.
Jason
Momoa.
Jason Momoa.
That one was hilarious.
That one was really funny.
So
the effects were really good too.
They were. He goes walking into his house and he's just like, "I love just being." I don't even know what the commercial was about. Though.
Insurance, I think. I don't know.
I just remember him walking into his house and he takes off his muscles, then he takes off his 6-pack, then he takes off his hairpiece at the end, and like when he was trying to work out and his wife had to take the weight from him. Yeah, that was pretty funny.
That was really funny. Yeah, it was weird. It's like that effect of Steve Rogers before he became Captain America.
Oh yeah,
like that same thing. Yeah, it was weird. The Groundhog Day commercial.
Yes.
How awesome was that commercial? That was so cool.
It was a trip down memory lane for sure.
Was.
Especially since the Super Bowl took place on Groundhog's Day.
Yeah.
You know?
I just wondered how much money did they have to pay Bill Murray to do that?
Right. Because I remember there was some resentment about him, always getting asked to say certain stuff and joking about, Groundhog's Day.
Yeah, because Bill Murray's not the type of guy to go back and, talk about films that he did in the past or
no.
That's not what he does. So that was a surprise. Which
they got some of the original cast back too.
Yep.
Right? Like the mayor and what's that?
Ned
Mm-hmm.
Ryerson. Yeah, Stephen Tobolowsky. Who hasn't aged a freaking day since that movie came out.
All the rest of them looked older, but him, yeah. And then, them just like driving around. He's just like, "I got lost."
Yeah, that was really good. There's also this really interesting video on YouTube from What Culture. It's called "How Long Was Bill Murray Trapped in Groundhog's Day?"
Oh, it was a couple of years.
It was well over a decade.
Seriously.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, because he did have to learn how to play the piano and also how to ice sculpt. I don't think it was as long as like a lot of people are saying. I think it was only a couple of years because he could be learning these things at the same time.
True.
Right? I think they're taking into consideration, to be this good at ice sculpting, it would take 5 years. Okay, so then also to learn how to play the piano, that would probably take 3 years. So then they're stacking it that way.
Yeah.
But I'm thinking that he's doing them, in one day.
Yeah, the video kind of broke it down in order to be as proficient as he was in piano, it would take somebody practicing 2 to 3 hours a day, about 7 years.
Okay.
To get that proficient. Same with ice sculpting. To do a portrait like that would take about that long as well. So I think, yeah, you're right. I think if he was doing it at the same time, but still, yeah, he was trapped in that loop for years. That would be awful.
It would still be pretty awesome at the same time for at least the first little bit to be able to do whatever you want.
Yeah.
I would plan some like heists.
I would go on a murder spree.
I would up just murder the whole town.
Why not?
What are they gonna do? Shoot you?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Shoot, you're dead. You do it. You wake up. You do it again. Why not? You could fulfill all kinds of crazy fantasies.
You kind of, release that whole purge.
Exactly.
Get that out of your system, and then you finally live a good day, and then everything goes back.
Except knowing my luck, I would go on that murder spree, and that would be the day after is when the timeline would come back.
Yeah, my conscience would be thinking the exact same thing.
Yeah.
It's but after a couple of years, I think you'd it would numb you from it.
That's probably true.
And it's like, I'm not worried.
You wake up the next day and you're still in prison. You're like, oh, son of a bitch.
This is the day. Really?
Yeah. What were some others? Is that all that we mentioned?
I think so.
I think those were the big ones, right?
Oh, for sure.
Those ones everybody's talking about. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, apparently the Kansas City Chiefs won.
They did. It was a good comeback. It was. And what? Oh, should we talk about the halftime show as well?
Oh yeah, yeah. J-Lo and Shakira. All the moms of the world are freaking out right now.
Yeah.
But you were just fine when Adam Levine last year had his shirt off.
Yeah.
You were cool with that. But heaven forbid, Shakira is up there shaking her ass on stage.
Which, for a 50-year-old, it wasn't bad.
Yeah, J-Lo. Mm-hmm.
Right?
Mm-hmm. Not bad. Gotta say.
And then, I saw so many memes from that where it was just me at 30 and it's this life alert lady laying on the ground kind of a deal, or complaining about my back, and then there's J-Lo and she's swinging around on a pole at 50. Yeah, it was great.
Yeah. Those are the only things I watch for the Super Bowl. I watch the commercials and I watch the halftime show. That's it. If the halftime show is even somebody even care about. And now, going back to social media and YouTube and stuff, I don't even have to watch the game for the commercials. I can just wait till the day after.
Yeah.
Watch them all. So,
thanks a lot, technology.
Yeah. Way to go, Kansas City. You did the state of Kansas proud.
Oh, that was
see
the
that
funniest tweet.
Yeah.
I was laughing so hard. I'm like, Missouri, perhaps?
You did Kansas proud. Okay. Okay, Chiefs. It was great. The state of Kansas loves you.
He's probably on the toilet when he was doing that, typing it or something. I don't know.
Freaking idiot. Anyway, let's get into This Week in Geek.
This Week in Geek.
Halo is looking like it's potentially going to be on the PS4, which has everybody really super hyped, because when I think of Xbox, the two bigs that I really think of are Gears of War and Halo. Yeah. Those are the reasons that I would buy a Xbox.
Sure.
But if Philip Spencer, one of the creators and overseers of Microsoft, is all on board for bringing it over to the PS4, it'd be fantastic.
Well, you're kind of cutting your potential revenue in half there by not releasing it also on PS4. Right?
Exactly. You're already I imagine that they get a few more sales just for those certain games that are exclusive.
Yeah.
But is it probably better that they waited this long to kind of build up a hype and a fan base around it?
It definitely couldn't hurt them.
Right.
That's true, because Halo is a massive game right now.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sure there's those of us that are just strictly PS4 heads, PS heads. I don't know what you'd call it.
Yeah.
They're like, yeah, if Halo was on PS4, I'd buy it.
Right. Have you ever considered going over to the PC?
No.
Making that move?
Nope.
Really?
Not even once.
Because then you get kind of the best of both worlds for the most part?
It makes my hands hurt.
Well,
Gaming on PC, It hurts.
Well, you can use an Xbox controller.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
That's true. But then I got to get a big fancy computer that...
Right,
so
and that's
expensive.
what it made me laugh so much is because like some of my friends were talking about, my PC is like so much quicker and it's this. I'm like, you spent $3,000 on it, dude. Of course, I spent $400.
Yeah,
like,
exactly. It's like,
okay, yeah.
Yeah, let's weigh that out there.
But I do like that you can continually upgrade them.
Yeah.
Right, and make them like faster, quicker. Do all these like modifications to it. But it gets so expensive. When I'd rather spend that money on games.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So just give me my consoles. That's all I want.
Which, speaking of which, I'm so looking forward to the PS5, but I'm still gonna wait a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Till they get out the bugs.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna get a PS4 here in the next few weeks because I see a bunch on Facebook on like the marketplace.
Yeah.
People are selling for like $200.
That's not bad at all. With like a controller and a couple of games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I miss my PS4. I think I might have to. I was going to wait to get the PS5, but yeah, I got to play my Battlefield and stuff and jonesing.
Get back into it.
Yep. So this was weird. This was a weird story that I came across. New Nickelodeon animated series will be called Star Trek Prodigy. Because when you think of Nickelodeon, you think Star Trek.
That's our new slogan.
I think they're all basically owned by the same people. Like, I think Nickelodeon is owned by Viacom, which is owned by CBS, which is owned by Paramount, which owns Star Trek. So I think it's all the same. But still, are there any kids watching Nickelodeon that are going to tune into this Star Trek animated series?
I think there'll be more adults than there are kids watching this.
Right?
Right? Are they going to kind of keep it in the whole Star Trek universe and like similar to what they did with like Star Wars, where it was the Clone Wars, and Rebels and some of these other shows? You know, where it all stays in that universe.
I imagine it will be, but it's not saying.
Are they trying to do something similar to what Star Wars has been able to do? Is that their hopes?
It says, entertainment website Stevier.com points to a Wall Street Journal article which confirmed that the new series is to be titled Star Trek Prodigy. The series, produced by the Hagman brothers... I said series, not Siri. That I understood. By the Hagman brothers of Ninjago fame, has been in the works for some time, but has been unnamed publicly until now. The series will be the third animated Star Trek project out of the new CBS animation. Yeah, it doesn't say exactly where it's going to fit in.
That'll be interesting. I think they're trying to, while they've got Picard out, and it's going to do amazingly well.
And it's great.
They're trying to capitalize on this and do something else.
Mm-hmm.
Strike while the iron's hot.
Exactly.
Do they already know which captain is going to be leading the charge?
Strike while the phaser's hot. No. It'll probably be a completely new crew, I would imagine.
Okay.
New crew, new ship. That's what I would do.
And what else would you do in this series?
I wouldn't focus on the main crew like every Star Trek series does.
Right.
Like the captain, first officer, and all that. I think there's a series called Lower Decks where it's kind of a comedy series where they focus on, like the regular maintenance worker on the ship. But I would focus on lower level officers, like the lieutenants and the ensigns and these guys. That's what I would do.
Yeah.
And have the commanding crew come on every so often.
Right.
But for the most part, it's these guys.
Okay.
That'd be my idea. Trying to do all these things to, get promoted and kind of work their way up.
Work their way up the ranks. Yeah. To where they can have their own, a ship of their own.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Kill off a couple. Well, it is a cartoon, so probably not. But Yeah.
Kill off a couple of those characters.
Kill off a couple of them. Very season finale, have one of them, like you said, become captain and get his own. Ship.
That would be an entire series where they didn't go out in space. I think that's kind of your bread and butter, going to these distant planets.
Yeah.
Right? But how would you be able to do that if you didn't already have a captain?
Well, you could have... I mean...
Because kids aren't going to be really interested with them, like, politics, right?
Yeah, I mean, you could have those crew members be, like, on away teams and stuff, going down to the planets. Maybe they're, like, security or something, or...
And then they kind of, or something happens to where they have to come together and become a crew.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
There's a lot of possibility.
Mm-hmm.
You're not opposed to voice acting for any of them, though, right?
No, I'm not.
Nickelodeon, if you're listening.
Send me an email, troywood765@gmail.com. I got you.
So I see your weird Nickelodeon Star Trek story and raise you...
Playing podcast poker.
Yes. According to a new study, in New Orleans is home to 50 real vampires. This is a 5-year research study that has been done by some college grads of Louisiana State University of New Orleans. Nolans. And according to them, they're saying there's roughly 50 in just New Orleans. And roughly about 5,000 real vampires throughout the whole U.S.
Real vampires.
Right.
Are we talking like
bloodsuckers?
Bloodsuckers?
Yes.
Interesting. Or just wannabe goth kids.
Right?
Yeah.
The emo kids that like stayed emo.
Yeah.
They hate the sun.
Yeah.
They wear all black. And they're really into that whole like blood fetish kind of stuff. Yeah. Well, that's what I think it is. It's just they've acquired a taste for blood because they're...
Yeah, but here's the thing though. Like the human body cannot really ingest blood.
Yeah.
It can't. It rejects it. It can have a tiny bit of it. Like if
you cut your finger.
Yeah, cut your finger and you stick it in your mouth. Yeah, that's fine, but you can't drink a cup of blood. Your body will vomit it back up. So I would think if they are doing it, it's got to be like fake blood or something. Maybe they do live a quote-unquote vampiric life where they like sleep all day and are only out at night.
What about like...
Heaven knows I can relate to that.
Animal blood.
I think the same with animal blood.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, I've had some rare steaks in my day.
That's not blood. You know that?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
But it is interesting. It doesn't help that I'm going through and watching all the Blade movies right now.
Right.
Where they live among us.
Yeah.
Which,
I will say, though, having lived in Louisiana for a short time, if there's going to be real vampires anywhere, yeah, it'd probably be there.
Right.
Yeah, there's some weird people down there.
That take this eccentric stuff to the extreme.
Yeah. Yeah, like there was an earth goddess that I met once.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Self-certified earth goddess.
Okay.
That blessed us.
Nice.
Like, oh, thanks, weirdo. We're leaving now. Of course, you probably said the same thing to us. Thanks, weirdos.
Right? And like, what would you like to hear about?
Yeah. Like, this stuff is nonsense. Let me tell you about this. Yeah.
I do like the whole lore and stuff behind vampires, though, and the whole mythos to it. I find it pretty fascinating. But
I find it. I like the fact that, like, how do you get chosen to be a vampire? Because if they bite you and suck you dry, then you die. But if they bite you, suck a little bit, and then disengage,
yeah,
then you turn into one.
Right.
So I've always wondered how vampires get chosen. Like, they fight them off, you know?
And because they were strong enough to fight them off, that then they become a vampire themselves. That's a reward.
Do they bargain with them?
According to like the Blade lore, there are like people wannabe vampires that like serve these serve these other vampires, and in the hopes that they'll be turned into one. Same with like if you haven't seen the TV show on Hulu, What We Do in the Shadows, it's hilarious.
That's the next movie I want to see from Anne Rice.
Oh yeah,
Bargain with a Vampire.
Okay.
We're just sitting there like, look, yeah, you can bite me, but only for you gotta promise me you're gonna release me.
Yeah, I can't be no Capri Sun.
Yeah. I'm not a human Capri Sun, all right? I'm not a real life sippy cup here, okay? So this was kind of cool. And this is ripe for a road trip for us at some point. Atari is opening themed hotels in 8 U.S. cities.
What's the closest near us?
Well, I'm going to tell you.
All right.
Before Nintendo and Sega conquered the home video game market, Atari was the king. The company, which started by Nolan Bushnell and Ted Dabney in 1972, brought the arcade experience to living rooms with systems like Atari 2600 and games like Breakout and Centipede. According to The Verge, the company has licensed its name to real estate developer True North Studio and GSD Group to contract 8 hotels in Phoenix, Arizona, Austin, Texas, Chicago, Illinois, Denver, Colorado, Las Vegas, Nevada, San Francisco, California, San Jose, California, and Seattle, Washington. All but Chicago, Illinois is literally like a day and a half drive for us to any of those.
Vegas is like 7 hours away.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, except for maybe Austin, Texas. That'll be a bit longer. But any of those, we could make it in a few hours.
Right.
When they open.
Which I think this is the perfect time because you've already got Nintendo that's doing their thing with an amusement park.
Yeah.
And video games are huge at the moment. This is, and I like to see Atari like staying alive and branching out and embracing their roots. And from the looks of it, these hotels look way awesome. There should be an Atari in every room.
There should be.
Just saying.
That'd be great.
Right? So that you can play some of these classic games. Have like huge LAN parties and then like out in the lobby where everybody can get together, you can just like hang out and play video games together. There's a lot of potential.
Can play the video games with other people in their rooms.
Right.
Yeah. Like you can connect with other people. And yeah, but it looks really cool. If you go look at the picture of this, you have the hotel, right? It looks like a normal hotel, but on the outside, it's like the big Atari symbol on the outside of the building.
Yeah.
It looks really cool.
Another awesome hotel that I want to at least see what it looks like is that new Hard Rock guitar-looking one in Vegas.
I never heard about that.
It looks like a legit guitar.
Oh.
Yeah, it's pretty cool looking.
Well, like I said, it's in Vegas. We could go do that.
Right?
Yeah. That's not a problem.
When did they say that they would be like ready?
I would tell you, but I just clicked away from the story, so I'm not sure.
Okay.
Yeah. I think it's gonna be soon, though. I think
we'll pull a Disney Plus and be like, coming soon.
Exactly.
In other news, Mel Gibson, Danny Glover, and Richard Donner are returning for Lethal Weapon 5. Because why not?
Lethal Weapon 5 tagline, we're definitely too old for this shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it a money thing? Are they just trying to because you've had these older celebrities doing it as well?
I think they're just trying to, I don't know, maybe capitalize on it, or I don't know. I don't know what it is. Maybe trying to build on nostalgia or something. Because Danny Glover, I think he's fine. Mel Gibson, well, he's Mel Gibson.
Yeah.
But it seems like Hollywood's forgiven him, so whatever.
Just wait enough time.
Yeah.
And they'll forgive anything.
That's true. That's true. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know what this is. I don't think there are people out there gunning for a new Lethal Weapon film.
And what are they even gonna do? Like, be more like retired cops?
It's got to be, right? I bet they. Speaking of that, I bet it just hit me that they heard about the remake or the sequel to Bad Boys.
Okay.
Bad Boys for Life.
Yeah.
And they thought, hey, we could do that.
See,
we could do something similar.
I was thinking it was more along the lines of you've got Sylvester Stallone, you know, making another Rambo movie and another Rocky kind of film.
Could be that too.
Right? Some of these other guys are like, well, if they can do it.
Yeah. They can do it. Why not us? But I'm sure it's going to be them like in retirement, having to come out of retirement for like one last job or something. Or,
a cold case that they never solved.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, it has potential, but
I've never seen any Lethal Weapon film. Not one.
Really? It's not Christmas until I've seen Lethal. No, I've seen a couple of them. But I don't think they have to play. I think this should be like a darker, more brooding than like happy-go-lucky, fun, wacky, you know, look what we got ourselves into kind of a thing.
Yeah.
I think they need to go more of a darker, more grown-up approach with this one.
I agree. Tone down
the humor,
the volume on Mel Gibson.
Mm-hmm.
Turn him down a little bit.
Yeah.
You know. Yeah, I agree. Make it a little darker. Kill off one of them. That's my solution to everything. Just
when in doubt, kill off somebody.
Yeah, kill off somebody.
Hey, vampires, if you're looking for anybody.
Speaking of returning stars.
Yes.
Mighty Ducks TV show from Disney Plus is reportedly bringing back Emilio Estevez's Coach Bombay. So apparently there is a Mighty Ducks series in the works from Disney Plus.
Okay.
And Emilio Estevez is in talks to return, which is interesting because I believe Emilio has been retired for quite some time now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Years.
Retired meaning nobody really was hiring him anymore. It's the same reason Martin Lawrence retired.
Yeah.
But that'd be cool. I mean, I liked the Mighty Ducks film as a kid.
Right.
You know?
Ducks fly together. Yeah, let's do the flying V, guys.
Yeah, the flying V. That unstoppable move that nobody could ever figure out.
Just push one kid out of the way.
Yeah,
or hit the kid in the middle.
It's not like some impenetrable force field here, guys.
Yeah.
Okay.
Knuckle puck time.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe it's not as good as I remember. It probably isn't.
It is not.
Okay.
It's bad.
That's what I figured.
And for them to bring it back, especially with him, what is he going to really do? Bring up another ragtag group of kids? It's going to be the same thing, but it's been long enough that we've forgotten about the other movies?
And I'm sure he'll have Finn Wolfhard in it, probably.
As an adult.
He's in every freaking thing.
Oh, no, yeah. He'll be the main kid.
Yeah. I'm sure it'll be him. Yeah. Sorry, but it's not enough to bring me back, I'm afraid.
Nope.
No.
You'll have to do better, Disney.
Give me Mandalorian Season 2. Give me the MCU TV shows. I'll come back.
That's what it's going to take, Disney.
That's right. That's what it's going to take.
So I did watch a series over the week that I'd like to kind of talk about and review. It was Sex Education on Netflix. This already has 2 seasons, and it's definitely going to get another one. This stars a boy named Otis, and he's got his best friend Eric. And so Otis is kind of like a kid, a lot like us, that kind of just went to school, kind of flew under the radar, did some stuff, but didn't really try to stand out or wasn't in the cool kids club, right?
Yeah.
So he just kind of did his thing, was doing his thing, but he's got a mom who's a sex therapist, and so even though he's unfamiliar with like sex and has no experience with it and is very traumatized by it. He decides to, with one of his friends, this girl recruits him and says like, hey, I'll set up the appointments if you want to be a sex therapist for these kids, because all these kids in high school, they've got all sorts of different questions and they're dealing with like, you know, their sexuality and they're dealing with like all these like bigger issues. So we might as well capitalize on this and make some money. And so that's kind of what he does. But then it's like also about all these other kids that are growing up and that are trying to like find out who they are. So it's kind of a coming of age, but it's for a lot of them. And I feel like they've got every base covered as far as different types of, you know, people that they're trying to showcase.
Yeah.
They do it in a really, for the most part, they do it. I didn't much care for Otis, where he had like some PTSD from like what his, you know, because it's just his mother and him. So he, like growing up, he kind of had like some traumatic experiences that he can't even like stand to like touch himself and or even like be around girls and but
so it wasn't my experience in high school.
But overall, I felt like I don't think I was the key demographic, but I thought it was okay. They kind of were a little heavy-handed with the whole masturbation stuff during the second season.
No pun intended.
Right? But some of the other topics and some of the other stuff, I really did hate some characters at first, but then they kind of like redeemed themselves throughout a whole entire season. So it wasn't just like they changed in one day and you forgive them for all of like the crap that they'd done. Yeah. You know, like they bullied these other people, but over time you're like, okay, I can see where this is going. It was good enough to like watch and to binge watch, but out of 5 dildos, I'm gonna have to give this one probably a 2.
Nope. 2 dildos. Right. It was gonna happen sooner or later.
Right.
They were gonna pop up sooner or later.
2 dildos up.
Like Thanos, dildos are inevitable. That will not be the name of the episode.
No.
I don't think iTunes will let that happen.
You did see a movie as well, though, right?
I did. I saw Bad Boys for Life.
Yeah.
Okay, so I've seen the other 2 Bad Boy films. I don't remember them all that well because the second one came out in 2002, I think.
Yeah. So it's been a minute.
It's
18 years.
You know. So basically the premise is Mike and Marcus, Will Smith and Martin Lawrence. They've been these Florida cops, Miami cops for 20 some odd years, almost 30 years together. They've been partners. And no spoilers, but there's an event that happens where Martin Lawrence's character Marcus decides that he is going to retire. He's done. Now events go in motion where Mike, Will Smith, has to go on this little caper, this adventure, you know, he's got to go bad boy it up.
Yeah.
You know how we do. And they brought a lot of the original people back. You know, obviously Will Smith, Martin Lawrence, Joey Pantaleone as the police chief. I think others that were in the other films, but again, it's been a very long time.
Yeah. Did you need to have seen those movies to appreciate this one?
Nope.
Okay.
Not at all.
Pretty standalone.
Yeah, there's nothing that carries over, I don't think, from the second one to the third. I'm pretty sure. But what I found interesting is how the 2 characters mirrored Will Smith and Martin Lawrence's careers.
Okay.
So, like, Mike, he wants to keep going. He wants to be keep being a police officer, keep working, keep going.
He's very driven.
Yes, whereas Marcus wants to retire, and he's done, and he doesn't want to do it anymore. But he gets brought back for one more job. So it was very much mirroring Will Smith and Martin Lawrence. It was kind of weird.
Although I think it was Martin Lawrence that like initially wanted to do this, though, right? He's like, dude,
probably.
You're really popular. Like, come on, we need to do this.
But
for life.
But it's got some good action in it. It stays pretty rooted, pretty grounded. It's not like the Fast and the Furious films where they just get crazy.
It's no Gemini Man, is what you're saying?
No. It does stay pretty much within the realms of reality, for the most part. I mean, it's an action film, so there are a couple things where you're like, yeah, you'd probably die doing that. But
for the most part.
Yeah. Also, I've never been a huge Martin Lawrence fan, but I gotta admit, he was dang funny in this.
Really?
Yeah. Like, laugh out loud, legit funny.
Huh.
And I've never had that with Martin Lawrence before, so that was a new experience for me. But yeah, he's Will Smith is playing the straight man to Martin Lawrence. You know, Will Smith is
by the numbers.
No, not at all. But he's kind of that rogue. He's that rogue cop.
Oh, okay, I gotcha.
Doesn't play by the rules.
Yeah.
So yeah, there are some funny moments. There's a twist that comes that you're like, you kind of saw it coming, like from a mile away, you know.
Yeah.
It's like if you're paying attention, you can put the pieces together pretty quick. So, I mean, overall, it's a decent action film, and it's fun.
Did they set it up for another one?
Yes, they do.
Okay.
And I have heard that a fourth one is being planned, so.
Aha.
I fear they're going in Fast and Furious direction.
Mm-hmm.
I hope not, but it's kind of feeling that way.
Especially if they get some younger guys that can do crazier stunts in the mix.
Well, that's kind of what they had in this one.
Yeah.
They're kind of put with this young crew, you know.
They can do the crazier stunts, and they can just, like, direct them where to
go.
Oh,
and then there's this guy that's really good with computers, and, they don't know computers, and...
Wow.
So there's a little cliche there, but overall, it's fun. I mean, that's all you can really ask for with an action movie.
Okay.
Out of 5, witches?
Okay.
Yeah. Or brujas, as they're called in Mexico. I'll give it a 2.
Okay.
It got a chuckle out of me, which was surprising. Didn't think that would happen. So yeah. I recommend it.
All right. Better seen on the big screen?
Yeah.
No,
there's not really anything that
was visually like crazy cool.
Yeah, not really anything that you'll miss if you don't see it on the big screen. Like you could wait till Redbox or Netflix or something and see it. Right. Fine.
Okay.
All right. So here's where you can find us. You can find all of our podcasts at worldwarg.podbean.com. You can also find us on iTunes, Google Play, and CosmicPotatoNetwork.com, or pretty much wherever you get your podcasts. We're there somewhere. Just look.
Exactly.
Actually, whether we like it or not, like I've found us on a lot of weird podcast sites. Like we just get pulled into these sites. It's weird. Anyway. On social media, we're on Facebook.com/WorldWarG Podcast. We're also on Twitter and Instagram at WWG Podcast. You can find all of our merchandise at shop.spreadshirt.com/WorldWarG. You can also email us anytime.
Day or night.
At worldwgpodcast@gmail.com. You can also call the listener line or text it at any time at 385-240-1692. So, this has been World War G, episode 254. That has been AJ.
That has been Troy.
Stay geeky, my friends. For for life.